Welcome to another edition number 6, episode number 6 even, because this isn't a newspaper, of the Gamers Table. And it is November 8th, Monday, and we're going to review A Touch of Evil, but we don't have the components yet, so we'll just stop
we'll
right
just
now.
review Arkham Horror again.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I was about to say something.
So,
Let's let him keep going.
scripted, rehearsed, not us. Hello and welcome to the 6th episode of the Gamers Table. It is Monday, November 8th, and we're reviewing A Touch of Evil. Touch of Evil. A Touch of Evil. Each player takes on the role of a hero, racing to build up their character with items, allies, and event cards in preparation to hunt down and defeat the villain in a showdown. In each game round, every player, starting with the first player, noted by the Flying Frog, takes their hero turn in order, moving clockwise around the table. Once each hero, the turn order goes around the table. You don't actually get up and walk around the table. Once each hero is finished, there's a mystery phase in which the villain gets to unleash some evil on the heroes in the form of drawing a mystery card and reading it aloud. At the end of the mystery phase, the first player marker is passed one player to the left, and a new game round begins. In the competitive game, players race against one another to be the first to defeat the villain and save the town of Shadowbrook. In the cooperative game, all the players must work together to defeat a much stronger version of the villain before he can consume the town in darkness. Touch of Evil.
Touch of Evil, that's a fun game too. Again, like Arkham and Witch of Salem.
A lot of people complain about this map. I like this map because I think it looks like the old style map you would get around that time. Something basically hand-drawn on the old parchment style paper. The components themselves, really thick cardboard. I don't know if you can see that. You should be able to. And shiny.
Very
Lock
nice,
the
high
lights.
quality.
It does look nice. It may be a little overglossed, but
The artwork that people have talked about is Flying Frog's artwork is really nice. Very thick cardstock. The cards feel good. The pieces are all really thick and very, very glossy. When I opened the game, it was at Chris's place, and I opened the game for the first time, we were both saying, ooh, shiny, because it was really a shiny, good-looking game.
another complaint I heard about this game is the artwork really isn't artwork. It's more or less photography, touched up.
Yeah, it looks like Photoshop.
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, that is a brilliant thing on the part of Flying Frog, because every time they go to any kind of game convention, the characters from the game are there in costume for people to interact with. I think that's a brilliant idea, and it's easier than paying some artist to paint 60, 70 pictures. Just take the pictures. Why not?
Well, at least it's consistent.
Mhm.
We've played other games where some of the artwork looked like it was done for The Simpsons, and other stuff looked like it was done by Rembrandt.
What game could that be?
Hmm.
Whoop.
I really like the competitive aspect of it. Waiting for someone else to go in, soften up the monster before you swoop in and do the killing blow, which is always fun because I made them do all the work. That's fun. And one thing I don't like about this compared to Arkham Horror, the characters have speed, so you know where each of them can move, and you can adjust the speed or the sneak depending on how you want to move. Here, in order to move, you roll a 6-sided dice. If you roll 1, then you're not going to go very far, obviously. So in that sense, it's a little frustrating when you roll low and there's somewhere else you want to go.
Especially if there's a monster on his way to clobber you if you don't get out of the way.
But much like Arkham Horror, there's a lot of going to different areas on the map to get various encounters. Some are fights, some are an item that'll help you defeat the big main boss. And this is an example of a main boss. A thing I like about Touch of Evil over Arkham Horror is that you can play Touch of Evil
Counters
cooperatively.
Not as many counters as Arkham Horror, but counters.
Lots of counters. You could play this cooperatively or competitively, and when you play it competitively, it becomes whichever investigator can defeat the villain first.
Or whichever investigator watches one of the other people go in, get their butt kicked, and then goes in to bat cleanup.
That's
usually
that's
what
just good
happens, too.
strategy.
That's usually what's happened when we played it.
It doesn't hit the table as often as I would like, but it is also a big, lots of components type game, and even if it's tamed and got them in a box, it is a bit of sprawl, and if you use the expansion with the second map, then it gets even bigger. Sounds like another game, doesn't it?
It is fairly long, and there are lots of other games that are like it. There are superior.
Email time! Email time. It's email time. Wow, I did it again.
Email time!
Email time. No, that's the wrong show.
Okay. This was for Cave Troll. Okay. I'm happy I found a review about this game because I was thinking about buying it. It's nice to see a review with more than one person reviewing the game. If you want some advice, though, here we go again.
Oh, gee.
It would be really helpful if you could zoom in on the components and the board a little more. Componovision! Okay, I put the microphone up above us on a boom so nobody would bump the mic. What does he do? Stand up and slam his head into the microphone.
I could do that myself.
Okay, the game was in front of you, but you barely touched it. I was dying to see what it looked like. And less bad jokes, please. The only funny thing was Cave Troll!
That was funny.
That
The rest was
wasn't
meh.
funny.
I know. So basically, yeah.
We got different.
Anyway,
senses.
yeah. So, meh. But yeah, thanks for talking about Cave Troll in a positive light. That review actually has had 3 people already tell us that they bought the game based on our review. So we must be doing something right. I love that both of them look at me like, huh? We're not doing anything right. Touch of Evil. I'm going to give A Touch of Evil a 7. I like the game. I want to like it more than I do because it has that Arkham Horror-ish feel, and I really like Arkham Horror. See the 12 out of 10 in one of our other reviews. But as Chris said, with the rolling the dice for how far you can go, and the ambiguity in how some of the things work, and you're not quite sure whether you should be getting nailed or not, and things like getting turned into a werewolf really isn't a bad deal where it should be for the other characters, but it's not. There are things that could be done better, but it also could be a lot worse. It's not this game. So I'm going to give it a 7.
We'll get to that one eventually, too. I haven't played it myself.
He's so lucky.
I'll give this one a 6 out of 10. It is an enjoyable game to play. It just feels too similar to other games, and it just seems a little lighter end. There's just not as much to it. There's not as much of a story in this.
I definitely like Arkham Horror better than this one. So, but not much more. Because this one is still it's a fun game. It's great looking. The components are all great. The mechanics seem pretty well thought out and everything. But just because I can't remember playing it too well, obviously it hasn't hit the table. I'm just gonna give it a hesitant 6.
I would like to add, if you want to play a cooperative game, that this game can be played cooperative, but it's not very fun cooperative. If you're gonna play this game, you got to play competitive. You got to play cutthroat. That's what makes it fun.
That's actually very
That's
true.
pretty
Their
much what I
cooperative
remember,
their
too.
cooperative rules really scale up the difficulty without giving a lot of help to the adventurers that you've got around here, the heroes. I like cooperative games. They're really my favorite type of game to play, and I would rather not play this game co-op. So that's it. Touch of Evil.